Hey everybody, what is going on? It is Dunbar Snack Bar here with MLB 14 The Show, and we've got some more of the Windy City Showdown. This is a re-upload because crazy thing was happening. I've never seen my computer do this before, but whatever the second edited highlight was of the game, it just like cut it out and replaced it with like the third one, and so my audio was off. So luckily I didn't have to go back and completely play the game over, but it did mean I'd have to re-edit everything, and I just had to do a whole bunch. But anyway, this is the Windy City Showdown, where the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox will be playing each other. So if you're a White Sox fan, you can definitely go ahead and watch the White Sox video, which should be the one that goes up right before this. Valbuena checks on that one, and it's going to go for ball four, so it's always a great way to go ahead and start the game off with a walk. We're just going to set up Shearholtz here. We've got 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Remember, we've got Valbuena over there at first. This one going deep into center field, and this one is going to bounce off the ivy. Now, I'm going to go ahead and round third, come home, and we're going to go ahead and keep Shearholtz there at second base. So we've got 1 run early on in this game. That, of course, does make it 1-0. Junior Lake now getting his chance at the plate. And this one's going to get past short and roll into center field. So, I get home too. Shearholtz safe at the plate. And already we're going to see Chris Sale's going to get a talking to. A little meeting out there. And I'm honestly surprised that this is happening as early as it is. But we've really ran up a pretty high pitch count for Chris Sale already in this first inning. And it looks like we're not done yet. Ryan Sweeney. We've got Lake over there at first. This one hit in a left field. It was a low pitch too, so I'm pretty lucky. I was able to reach out for that one and go ahead and drive it in a left field. So again, we are looking pretty here, as now we've got runners on first and second. Now with Chris Sale, I was not expecting this at the beginning of the game. I wasn't expecting anything like this, to be honest, at all. So 2-0. Castillo with a pitch that goes right over the heart of the plate. We drive it into right field, and that's going to go ahead and bounce off the wall. I'm going to round third again, come home, and that's going to be 2 runs as I am again safe at the plate. A lot of times whenever I try and go home, it's either something where it's you know, I'm either safe by a mile or I'm out by a mile. Oh man, White Sox answering everything with a home run right here by Konerko. So much for that 4-0 lead here that I was hoping that we could go ahead and hold. Samardzija, as you can see, is the starting pitcher for the Cubs today. So giving that up early, that really doesn't help out too much. But at the same time, I can work with 3 runs here, which is the lead that I have now. All right, still in the top of the second. 4-1, of course, is the score. This one hit well into the left center, or excuse me, the right center gap. I have to run that one down and get it in quickly. So a stand-up double for the White Sox right here. Back-to-back extra base hits. And just a couple pitches later. All right, this one's going to go into right field. I'm going to try to see if I can play it. Oh, man. I mean, I needed to get more momentum into it. I needed to curl hop and everything. But it looks like I wasn't able to get a good walk up on it there. Got right underneath it instead of waiting and taking a few steps towards it right before it landed. That could come back and hurt. Now here we go again. There is no chance for me to go ahead and get a good jump on that one at all, since it was a liner out there in the right. So that's going to be 2 runs for the White Sox. So they answer back my 4 with 2. And we're still here in the second inning. Now Samardzija over 2 innings has allowed, or has only thrown 15 pitches, which I'll go ahead and I'll take that, because that means I'm, you know, pitching well. But it also means that the White Sox are swinging at a lot of stuff, and the stuff that they've been swinging at, well, it's been counting for some pretty good stuff, as you can see, as they've got 2 runs. It took almost 40 pitches for me to get my 4, so Watching that one for ball one of this at-bat. With Samardzija, I mean, I'm not afraid to go after anybody, and, you know, that's going to be what holds true throughout all my series. Ah, dang it, again, the slider's not working. So do I stick with the slider? I mean, of course I do. I want to try to see if I can get that built up. Flowers fouling that one off. Man, all right. You know what? Forget the slider. Let's just go with the cutter. And that works. So Flowers strikes out. That's going to be the first K of the game here for Samardzija. Starlin Castro now in the bottom of the second. He's already got a couple pitches today. And this one going deep into left field. And that one, it's going to go into the stands. A solo shot here for Starlin Castro. Now, I know whenever I play a lot of these games, I don't get a chance to feature a lot of players and everything like that. But it's kind of cool to be able to see Starlin Castro here, because I don't know if you guys remember, but the Cubs was the first team I actually did a franchise with back in MLB 2K11 when I first started the channel and everything. And I got him to the World Series and stuff and ended up winning that. That was cool. A lot of it was because of Starlin Castro. But most of it was because of him stealing bases and getting base hits, not so much of, you know, home runs here. But Sweeney hits this one in the corner. It's going to end up being a double, and believe me, I was tempted to try and go ahead and stretch that into 3, but I'm glad I kind of held off there. 2 outs now for Castillo as he faces a 1-2 count from Chris Sale. This one's a deep fly ball in a left, but it's not going to be a home run. It's going to be caught for the 3rd out of the inning. Top of 4. Now, we've already seen Konerko get a home run today. Now he's going to end up getting a single here. What? Why would you just underhand it like that? Granted, I was going ahead and I was throwing to the cutoff, but underhand? Oh, man, I'd be laughing if I saw something like that. Alejandro de Asa. Coming up now. So Konerko's on first. But, yeah, no, I really, really enjoyed getting my chance to be able to play as the Cubs. In fact, I might have to go back and take a look at it. But, I mean, I was watching, a 2K video the other day, and I was just like, oh, my gosh, those were the graphics for the game. How not cool is that? But, 0-2 count now to Deasa. But no, it was really cool getting the World Series. And, I mean, even right now with the Cubs, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. I mean, this year, 100 years for Wrigley Field. That's always an awesome thing for anybody to celebrate. And really, the only other group that can go ahead and say that they have anything like that is the Boston Red Sox and Fenway. So, I don't know. I just think it's a really, really cool thing to celebrate. And I'm glad I got to watch that game and kind of get a little bit of the hype for what's going on with that. But, all right, finally we see a pitching change as Mitchell Boggs comes in. And honestly, he does a pretty good job because we have to skip ahead a few innings before we see anything. Ryan Sweeney with a full count. Yep, that one would have been a strike if I had laid off of that one. So I'll go ahead and I'll take the hit. Now, I think this is actually kind of cool. Really gets a chance to be able to showcase some of the cool things about the lighting with MLB 14, the show. And so, I mean, if you take a look at the scoreboard in the background, I just love the way that it looks at night. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I'll always play a night game. Whenever I get a choice with this, it's just, I don't know, it just looks awesome. But Castillo, oh man, hits into a double play. So that's going to go ahead and end anything that we've got going. Now, top of 7, Konerko. Again. Oh, man, and that's, I don't know if that's going to count as an error or a hit, but yeah, Starlin Castro's not going to be able to go ahead and get that one on over. But I was hoping that he would. That would have been one of the coolest highlights I think I would have ever had. If I would have been able to get that one on over. So, man, Castro throws it over to second, but Barney's throw over to first will not be in time. Man, I was hoping we'd be able to get a double play. That'd be nice to go ahead and answer that last double play with one of our own. That's okay, though. We'll get out of this one as Rizzo, never mind, cannot step on the bag. Oh, this made me so mad. Especially since the tying run is at the plate now. And, yeah, like, I should have been able to step on the bag. Like, granted, I know, you have to worry about stride and everything, but the computer still should have provided a way for me to touch that bag. I mean, I crossed it, like, what, 3-4 times right there? That was insane. Not cool. But luckily, we'll see the out over at second to end the inning. So really no harm done except for the fact that I may have sworn a little bit. So really what we've seen in this game here is after the first couple innings, there really hasn't been anything to talk about as far as offense goes. Sure, we've gotten some hits, and of course the White Sox have gotten some hits too, but nobody has been able to bring any runs home or even string together a couple of hits. So really hats off to Samardzija for pitching a good game so far. Chris Sale really didn't do too well, but the bullpen of the White Sox, that's been pretty good. So, I mean, there was, I think, one other pitching change that took place, but because nothing happened, I just didn't show it. But, I don't know. We could have Samardzija go the entire game, but I don't think I'm going to try and do that since we're only up by 3 runs. It's a potential save situation for Jose Veras if I choose to bring him in here in the 9th. We just got to get out of the 8th inning first. Swing and a miss. Had some heat on that one. 96 miles an hour. High and inside. That's tough for anybody to hit. Donnie Veal. Maybe the last pitcher here for the White Sox today, depending on how this all goes, because here we are in the bottom of the 8th. Luis Valbuena. Remember, he had that walk earlier. Now, that's going to get counted as an error, and I was really questioning that because that was close. I mean, let's take a look at it again in the show motion. I mean, take a look at where the ball is when his foot hits the bag. So, all right, so now he's coming to view. Yep, he would have beat that one out, which is fine. I mean, I don't care that much because this isn't a franchise. I'm not too worried about statistics or anything, but still nice to know he would have beat it. But Rizzo now hits into a double play. Man, we cannot catch a break. So it is the top of the 9th, and I do go ahead and bring in Jose Veras to try and close this one out. You can see 21 saves last year. The 3.02 ERA is not something I'm too happy about right here, but I think I can go ahead and do it. So Adam Dunn grounds out to Barney, who's playing pretty deep. Obviously, the Cubs read the scouting report on Adam Dunn, so that's going to be out number 1 for the top of the 9th. Now, Canerico's at the plate, so we're seeing Veras go up against a tough part of the lineup, but a little comebacker that able to reach up for, make the catch, throw it over to Rizzo, and out number 2. So it looks like we're doing pretty good. I mean, I've got a couple pitchers warming up right now. I think one is already warm just in case, Gordon Beckham decides to start a pretty big 2-out rally here. Oh, man, that was lucky, too. You see that sinker was right over the heart of the plate. How is that a ball? How? Anyway, I've noticed that the game really has a lot more varied calls than anything that I've experienced before. There have been ones that have been completely out of the strike zone. They call them as strikes, and ones that are completely in the strike zone that have been balls, and it's just infuriating. I think you guys will see a little bit more about what I'm talking about during the Nolan Ryan series. All right, we're going to go inside here. Yes, swing and a miss. That's what I was hoping for. Timing's a lot different, of course, whenever you throw a pitch inside. And if you have some velocity, it's always a good thing to do because they got to swing ridiculously early. And the curve in the dirt. As long as we can get the throw over to first. There we go. Game over. So, with the Windy City Showdown, the Cubs end up winning this one. Thanks for watching, you guys. I sure do appreciate it. More of this to come later on. So make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. We'll have some more, of course, we'll have some more rivalry games probably next weekend if everything goes as well. But You guys are phenomenal people. You really are. Thank you again for watching. And as always, you guys, I hope you have a good one.